Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I will read the first two verses in Sanskrit, and then we will chant verse 3. Shishuka uvacha te nyonyato surapatram harantastyakta sohrida kshipanto dasyudarmanam ayantim dadrishustriyam aho rupam aho dhama aho asya navam vaya iti te tam abhidrutya paprachur jatahritchaya. And the verse on the board. Katvam kanjapala sakshi kutova kim chikirshasi kasyase vadavamoru matnativa manamsina. Ka, who? I'm sorry I didn't warn you. This verse is spoken by the demons. So we have chanted the verse of demons. But they address the Lord, of course with the wrong motives, but it's a very funny story. Tvam, are you? It is a good question to ask the Lord, who are you? But they address it to Mohini Murti. Kanja Palasha Akshi. Who knows what's the meaning? Kanja Palasha Akshi. Having eyes like the petals of a lotus. Kuta, from where? Va, either. Kim chikirshasi. What is the purpose for which you have come here?
What is the purpose for which you have come here?
Kasyam, of whom? Asi, do you belong? Vada, kindly tell us. Vama uru, O you whose thighs are extraordinarily beautiful. It's a frequent address to women in the Bhagavatam. You can see they would often say, "Oh, you with wonderful breasts." If we spoke like this nowadays, it would be a big scandal, no? Here, "Oh, you with wonderful thighs." Anyway, Hare Krishna. Matnati, agitating. Eva, like. Manamsi, within our minds. Nah, our. I will read the three translations, because we have read the three verses. Translation, and then the purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Shukadeva Goswami said, thereafter, the demons became inimical toward one another. Remember this. That's a very important point. That's the beginning. That's the heart of demoniac nature. Throwing and snatching the container of nectar. They gave up their friendly relationship. They were friends, now they are no longer. Meanwhile, they saw a very beautiful young woman coming forward toward them. Upon seeing the beautiful woman, the demon said, "Aho Rupam." The translation here, alas. Well, nowadays we say, "Wow." That's the modern translation. Wow! How wonderful is her beauty! How wonderful the luster of her body! Aho Dhama. Dhama is effulgence. Yeah? She's shining. And how wonderful the beauty of her youthful age. Navam Vaya. Navam Vaya. Speaking in this way, they quickly approached her. They were just fighting, just now. Now they no longer fight. They come to Mohini Murti. Yeah? That's her grand plan. She pacified the demigods. Don't worry. These are demons. You'll find a way. Speaking in this way, they quickly approached her, full of lusty desires to enjoy her. We can even approach God. We can see God in the wrong way. And because of this, we will not see. So they came to enjoy her and began to inquire from her in many ways. And this is today's verse on the board. Oh, wonderful, beautiful girl. You have such nice eyes, resembling the petals of a lotus flower. Again, I mean, it's a nice compliment, but nowadays, again, it's a dangerous way to speak to a woman, right? You say like this, you will be either sued for harassment, or she will think you want to marry her. Anyway, but demons, okay, they want to marry her. So, or enjoy her. Who are you? Where do you come from? What is your purpose in coming here? And to whom do you belong? O you whose thighs are extraordinarily beautiful. Our minds are becoming agitated simply because of seeing you. And Srila Prabhupada's purport. The demons inquired from the wonderfully beautiful girl, to whom do you belong? A woman is supposed to belong to her father before her marriage, to her husband after her marriage, and to her grown sons in her old age. In regard to this inquiry, Srila Vrindavan Chakravarti Thakur says that the question, to whom do you belong, means, whose daughter are you? Since the demons could understand that the beautiful girl was still unmarried. Every one of them desired to marry her. Thus they inquired, whose daughter are you? Maybe I can talk to the parents, or please. So Prabhupada will say that even demons, they don't just jump on her. They talk, they ask, they want to do everything properly. Om Gyanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpadrubhishcha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. My respects, Maharaj. I didn't see you coming there. Shri Chaitanya Padamboja Madhupevyo Namo Nama Katanchidashayad Yesham Shvapitat Gandha Bhagavavet. I offer my respectful obeisances to devotees of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because you are like the honeybees drinking the sweet honey of the lotus of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Even Prabhupada says, a dog-like non-devotee, Shva, a dog-like non-devotee, by taking shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees, a dog basically, taking shelter somehow or other, any which way, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees, will also get a share of that honey. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yasya Prasadadagipi Sadhya Sarva Gyatam Vrajet Sa Shri Chaitanya Devame Bhagavan Samprasidatu. May Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, be fully merciful unto me. By His grace, a complete fool can get all knowledge in one moment. Cooperation and fighting. is what we see here, is the difference between demons and the demigods. You can see that to get nectar, they had to unite. Actually, Krishna came to them personally. The avatar of Krishna in that age is Ajita. So that's all actually these different forms of Vishnu and Ajita. He came and he said, you must make peace with demons. You must make a truce. Truce, armistice, truce. What are the other words? Like temporary ceasefire, another word. Zawieszenie broni. Ceasefire. Перемирие, whichever. Do we have some Hindi term for truce? Like peace agreement for some time. Sandhi? Okay. That's not alliance, no? Pact. Okay, pact. Yeah, so it's not like that we stop the war, but for a short time, we stop the war for something. In civilized fighting, at least they allow to, collect the dead and wounded or something. So, Krishna, Vishnu, Ajita comes to the demigods who are depressed, they don't have the nectar, they get sick, they die and everything, and he tells them, don't worry, we have a solution. But you have to make peace with demons, first of all. Then accept the demands of the demons. They will ask you something, you agree. Whatever they ask, you agree. And we will see, or we have seen, it's so funny, everything the demons ask is for their own destruction. Like they got the tail of Vasuki to churn, and they said, oh, this is not honorable. Why do we get the tail and the demigods get the head? No, give us the head. Krishna says, yeah, agree. So, okay, demigods go to the tail and demons go to the head, but Vasuki, being used as a rope, he starts belching, and he's the fire-breathing dragon, and so all the time they're covered with smoke, sulfur gas, and fire. But they cannot complain because that was their choice, right? They ask for it. So a demon is one who is self-destructive, and he usually is ready to die if that will create suffering for people he doesn't like. That's a rascal and a demon. He agrees to suffer as long as the other person suffers. Or as nowadays they say, lose-lose. It's such a stupid strategy. But it's so comfortable, right? That, okay, I will suffer, but you will suffer even more. Lose-lose. That's tamas. That's completely tamasic. Whereas even a rajasic win-win, or rajasic-sattvic win-win, is very painful. You have to show some respect, you have to tolerate, you have to allow the other person to... He winning? That demon? No. So everything they ask is to their detriment. That's a demon. So they are in tamas. In tamas, you can read that in tamas, every action in tamas creates more tamas. So everything they do puts them in a worse condition. They entangle them more and more. Or as the Bhagavad-Gita chapter 16 says, Tanahan dvishatah kruran sansareshu naradavan kripam yajasram ashubhan asurishu avayonishu. I throw them lower and lower in the asuric forms of life and places. Because that's what they choose. They go down, down, down. But we are in a material world, so sometimes down becomes up. It's rotating. It's a wheel, samsara chakra. And chakra means today it's down, tomorrow it's up. Fortunately, the tamasic part gets on top Only a fraction of time. So Kali Yuga is 10% of the 4 yugas. 10%. It's not much. And Kali Yuga, according to 5.19.19 Bhagavatam or Padma Purana, exists only on planet Earth. Even on the neighbor Varshas, there's no Kali Yuga. I know you suspected that we got a rough deal. So that's true. We did get a rough deal. However, of course, Bhagavatam says, Kalau dosha nidhe rajan. This Kali Yuga is the ocean of faults. Asti hyeko mahad guna. But there is one huge advantage. What is this advantage? Kirtana deva Krishnasya mukta sangha param rajat. You just chant and you go to you become free and you go to the higher destination. So therefore, in fact, this is the best time for spiritual practice. Kali Yuga. No matter how we complain, and of course our Kali Yuga is very special because we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Gaura Hari, Krishna coming, Vrajendra Suta, Vrajendra Nananjay, Shachi Suta Hoilo Sei, Balarama Hoilo Nitai. Yeah? This is why Srila Prabhupada has established Krishna Balaram, Gaur Nitai. So that it's obvious that Krishna Balaram are Gaur Nitai. Of course, people still don't get it. I'm sorry. They look and very often I overhear discussions here, in the front of this altar. Is this Radharani? No. But who is this? She's fair, white. Of course, it's written in 2 languages, and so that's why you are here to explain. Give them whole books of explanations so that it's all clear. But some know, some understand. At least by the time they reach Radhashama Sundar, there is also Radhashama Sundar. So who was that? And then we have our qualified Sankirtan book distribution team, and they will explain everything and also give homework for in-depth study. So the demons fight as soon as they win, which is quite, again, weird. They have won. So they got the nectar, they churned the ocean. So first the poison comes, Shiva drinks, Lord Shiva drinks, becomes Nilakanta, and then out of compassion, and then Dhanvantari comes out. First, many different beautiful things come out. Uchai Shrava, Airavata. Lakshmi comes out, and she examines everybody. This one. That is such a funny description in the previous chapter. How she finds fault with everybody. In the Bhagavatam, there is no names. But in the commentaries, there are names. Somehow, I think I tried to follow every class, but I don't remember. Did we hear the names of those who were criticized? I don't think we heard the names. So she starts by saying that there are some people who are very austere. That's her first. But they are angry also. It's a very frequent side effect of austerity. Like Durvasa. Very austere, but angry. So do you want an angry, austere, but angry husband? Austere, yes. Angry, I don't know. So that's like Durvasa. Then she says, okay, this one he's a very great personality, very learned, very big scholar, but lusty. He's too lusty. That means you can never be sure what's going to happen in the marriage, right? It's too lusty. So the acharyas are saying, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that's Brihaspati. And Sridhar Swami says this is Shukracharya. Both Brahmanas we see in the sky in the night, very bright nowadays. Shukra Graha, Guru Graha, Brihaspati Graha, Jupiter and Venus. They are planets. Two Brahmanas, one teacher of demigods, one teacher of demons. So very knowledgeable. But we read some scandals in Canto 9 and no. She says no, not these ones. Then she says, there is this one, that one. He is both a great scholar and he is also not lusty. But he's not kind. He doesn't have mercy. So that's Parashuram. This is Parashuram. Again, this is Sridhar Swami's explanation. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says this is Shukracharya. He has full knowledge but no mercy, because he teaches demons who are cruel. So no mercy, again, so what's the point of knowledge? Knowledge without mercy is useless. Knowledge without mercy is not real knowledge. Means you don't know something. So if you know, how knowledge must lead to mercy? You tell me. I'm sorry for springing it upon you, but why knowledge should lead to mercy? Why knowledge should lead to mercy? Huh? It is what? Has to lead to mercy. Otherwise it's avidya. Did you say avidya? Yeah, but why, Maharaj? Yeah, if you don't share, you lose it. Yes, it's in the prayers of the demigods to the Garbhastuti, 10th canto, right? It's like a covered lamp, or like a cow that's not milked, right? It burns. Yes?
Because knowledge is meant to
Transform the heart.
Knowledge means knowing the relationship of all, everybody with Krishna.
Yeah, knowledge means everybody's Krishna Nityadas. Everybody is a spirit soul, so why should they suffer? Everybody is Krishna's temple, so why should they suffer? Everybody, Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke. And everybody is part of Tadhama Parama Mama, Krishna's home, a beautiful, wonderful place. So therefore, why should they suffer? So therefore, even theoretical knowledge should lead to some mercy. And if it doesn't, then your Sankirtan leader will kick you to give mercy to others. I'm sorry, I'm joking. Yeah, this is a Prabhupada marathon. It's not because the Sankirtan leader pushes you or because they will give out nice hoodies in January. If you are a top, how many? I forgot. Some gifts. No, it's mercy. Madhyam Bhakta is one who is friendly and gives mercy to those who know less. It's not to earn money, it's not to earn points, it's not to sell out the huge amount of books we somehow printed. No, it's to help. To help the universe, to help the world, to help people. And if they read even one page of Srila Prabhupada's books, they will be benefited. There will be unlimited benefit. It's unique quality of Srila Prabhupada's books. If you need anybody, even if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, even if you read Bhagavad-Gita, because you will, I'm sure, people will say, I have Bhagavad-Gita. I have 5 editions, 6 editions of Bhagavad-Gita, if you distribute books, right? But you can read Bhagavad-Gita and not get to the conclusion. I mean, it's one of the main study books for the Shankarites. And they don't accept Shuddha Bhakti. They don't accept Krishna's form. They don't accept relationship with Krishna. So therefore, it's not the same as Srila Prabhupada's books, where even if you just read half a page anywhere, let's make an experiment. Bhakta. See? Name bhakta pranashati. Anywhere, you will get the conclusion. That's the genius of Srila Prabhupada. He knows we have, our attention span. We are in the internet, whatever. We're always connected. The ping, pong, attention span of 1 second, right? So therefore, he grabs 1 second, enough. He'll tell you, Krishna, bhakti. Huh? And then we are advancing gradually. So that's the unique quality of Srila Prabhupada's books. It does sound repetitive, too much of the same thing, but only if you don't really study. If you study, you see it's all very beautiful. Like music. Music is repetitive, right? Even some Bollywood modern music, it's still repetitive. Yeah, baby, baby, I love you. How many times are you ready to hear that? Many times. Here Krishna says, baby, baby, I love you. True. He says, I'm your best friend. Don't worry, don't be afraid, come back. So it's not repetitive, it's musical, it's beautiful. It's rasa. It's the expression of Krishna's friendship to us. So this is mercy. Okay, so mercy, Lakshmi says, knowledge without mercy is not knowledge, is useless. It's not real knowledge. Satyam, truthfulness, is merciful. Truth is merciful. Reality is, Krishna, absolute truth, is a friend of everybody. 429.51, Krishna, Narada Muni says to the prachetas, 10 prachetas, Savai prayatamaschatma, the Lord is your priyatama, the most loving friend. Not friend, but the most loving, priyatama, not priyatara, not priyatama, the best friend. The best friend. Yato nabhayam anvapi, from whom there is not even an atom, a drop, an anu of danger to fear. Yato nabhayam anu api. Don't be afraid of Krishna. Our God is merciful. In fact, this is the dhyana for the Hare Krishna mantra. We have dhyana mantra for each mantra, a dhyana meditation for each mantra, and the meditation for the Hare Krishna mantra says Tribangalalitam Shyamam Bhakta Anugraham Radaya Sahitam Krishnam Tribangalalitam Devam Bhakta Anugraham. He's giving, you meditate on Krishna giving you mercy. Every description of Krishna, he is smiling and giving mercy. So Narada says, he's the best friend and no fear, no danger. If you know these two things, he's the best friend, he's my best friend, and no fear. No need to fear. He wants good for me. No fear. If you know these two things, iti veda savai vidvan. You are vidvan. You are a scholar. Accomplished scholar who knows everything. If you know these two things, you know everything. Not only that, if you know these two things, iti veda savai vidvan. Yo vidvan sa gurur. Hari. If you know these two things, you are a guru. It's the main thing to share with others. Not only that, not only you are a scholar, not only you are a guru, you also already are guaranteed Krishna's place at Krishna's feet. Just knowing these two things. Of course, here we should just stop, because now you know everything. And you are gurus. And you're guaranteed Krishna's place at Krishna's lotus feet. But I will not stop. I still have, you see, a huge big paper. I haven't finished. Anyway, this is all rasa. Every syllable in the Bhagavatam is rasa. So then Lakshmi Devi says, okay, one is very kind. She mentioned merciful. So that one is very merciful. He sacrificed his own body to save a pigeon, Shibi. But he doesn't aim at transcendence. He has no transcendental goal. He didn't do this for transcendental purpose. That was materialistic. I mean, it's not to denigrate, to condemn, but no transcendental purpose. So therefore, it's today you're up, tomorrow you're down. You can go to heaven, right? But heaven is Abrahma Bhavana Loka Punaravartinarjuna. You can return even from Brahma Loka. So, not a full guarantee of perfection. Then, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also gives the example of Daksha. She says, Daksha, that one. So Daksha, he gives charity, but you can see he's definitely not a transcendentalist. He criticized Lord Shiva. Then a few people are very powerful, and she says Kartavirya Arjuna, you may remember, right? Very powerful. That's Sridhar Swami. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says Shumba Nishumba. Shumba Nishumba, mentioned in the next chapter. No, this chapter here. No, next chapter. Two powerful demons. And so they are powerful, but they cannot stop time. So they will die. Right? And if you want a husband, do you want a husband who can die any moment? Or do you want a husband who is, more resilient to time? Then, there are transcendentalists here. She says, there are transcendentalists. The four Kumaras, they have knowledge, they have kindness, they have mercy, they have everything. But they're not candidates for marriage. I'm sorry, this, doesn't work really. They stopped growing after 5 years old, right? They stayed children just to prove they're not going to marry. Then she says, okay, there is someone here who lives really long. There are some Chiranjeevis here. And Sridhar Swami says Markandeya. And you can read in the 12th canto, but Markandeya, he curses himself for choosing such a boon. Why did I choose this boon? To not die. Canto 12. Canto 12 is very interesting. Parikshit dies and is happy. Markandeya doesn't die, but is not happy. Describing different ends. So she says, okay, they live long, true, but you can see not enough auspiciousness. A little rough. They are somewhat rough. Then she says, okay, there are some very fortunate. You can see really good, lots of good fortune. They have a golden city. They also are learned. And they are also powerful. Like Hiranyakashipu. But because they are a demon, you never know when they will die. They can die any second. Because they do some stupid thing. Nrisimhadev comes and uncharacteristically for Vishnu comes not smiling. At least in the beginning he's not smiling when he sees Hiranyakashipu. And that's it. So don't marry a demon, Hare Krishna. That's the... Yeah. And then she even says Lord Shiva. Perfect. Shiva means auspicious. He is auspicious. He is kind. He is transcendental. He is everything. But he lives in the crematorium. Walks around naked, covered in ashes. Also she says no. Then finally she comes to Lord Vishnu. And she says, he also has a fault. I mean, he has 0 faults except one. He doesn't have a desire for me. But because he's so qualified, and every good quality is my expansion. Yeah, that's Lakshmi's expansion. And he did not reject my expansions, so why would he reject me? He will not reject me. So she gives the garland to Lord Vishnu. So she marries. That's her. Anyway, this is the commentaries on Lakshmi's appearance in 888. Bhagavatam has a lot of mystic numbers, right? So Lakshmi, whose number is 8, she's a code name for number 8, appears in the 8th canto, 8th chapter, verse 8. We have another place where, in the 10th canto, chapter 88, verse 8. That's where Krishna says, Harishyatad dhanam Shanai. I take away all the material wealth and give subtle mercy. And I give them transcendental good fortune. So that's 10,888. That's transcendental mercy. Yeah, so many things appear, then Dhanvantari comes with a pot. God, who makes everybody healthy, brings nectar, and what happens? He's the original doctor. He's not a sword fighter. So demons take away the pot with nectar. He doesn't even fight much. So much work, so much trouble. And the demons capture all the nectar. So, is it the unfortunate end? No. This is the conclusion at the end of these chapters. Shukadeva Goswami says, you see, if you do something for Krishna, everything is perfect. It's perfect when you do it, and it's perfect after you have done it. And if you do something not for Krishna, even if you win, it's useless. Even if you win, you lose. If for Krishna, you lose, even if you lose, you win. But if not for Krishna, even if you win, you lose. Either literally like the demons. So then Mohini Murti comes here, Mohini Murti. But also, before she comes, the very first line in this chapter, the demons became inimical and started fighting. They don't have commitments, they don't have cooperation, they don't have friendship, they have only interests. Like if you talk to politicians and you ask, are you, I remember one devotee was in politics for many years, and I asked him, so is your party in alliance with that party? He says, in politics, what is alliance? You don't have alliance, you have interests. If your interests match for some time, then it's called alliance. But if then they are different, then it's finished. So it's not steady. It's not really grounded. So that's, you can see, the demons, they seemed so powerful, they seemed so good, but as soon as they win, they start quarreling between themselves. And the weaker demons, they vote for democracy. They say, let's be fair. We all worked, we should be fair. We should share everything fairly. Because they cannot win. And the stronger demons, they say, no, let's be fair by power. We are stronger, we get it. And they fight. They are on the same side and they fight. And then Mohini Murti comes, and it's amazing. And she's so attractive. And what do? They say, oh, beautiful eyed and beautiful girl with beautiful thighs. Don't do this weeks, except for your wife, maybe. Legally married, okay? Oh, girl with beautiful thighs, please you decide. Because they fight, they fight, and you can read, they throw the pot here and there, it can break. And all the big trouble is finished. It can break. So they say, you decide. And what does she say? She says, but how can you trust me? I will cheat you. She says it. And what do the demons reply? Ha 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 ha, you have such a nice sense of humor. Oh, you are so intelligent. Yeah, now we know for sure, you decide. She told them, I will cheat you. How can you trust me? I will cheat you. And they say, ha 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 ha, so funny. And then the demigods give charity, take bath, they prepare. And the demons just wait, whom she will choose. And then she comes and she speaks sweetly to the demons. She says, you're so powerful, you're so strong. Oh. And they feel, oh, yes. I'm so powerful, I'm so strong. And then she says, first I'll go to those weaklings, those weak demigods. They're weak. You're strong, so yes, I'm strong. She appeals to their false ego, and she goes, and she gives everything to the demigods. So, why? Because they're demigods. Well, meaning they're devotees. Meaning they cooperate for Krishna. So we need to cooperate for Krishna. Then, even if we lose, we win. You cannot lose if you do something for Krishna. At the end of Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says that Esha buddhimatam buddhir. This is the intelligence of intelligent. This is the wisdom of the wise. If you know this, this is the secret. What is the secret? The previous verse says, yo mai pare dharma kalpyate nishpalaya chet tadayaso nirarta syat bhayadariva satama. Even useless things in this world, useless things like fear, if offered to me, become dharma. So anything offered to Krishna becomes the supreme dharma. So even if you lose for Krishna, even if you just try for Krishna, anything you do for Krishna, you win. If you do for Krishna. That's the conclusion of every page, every line in Prabhupada's books. So that's why we distribute not just Bhagavad-Gita, but Bhagavad-Gita Yatharupa. Bhagavad-Gita as it is. And the Bhagavatam and all the other books. Any book you take, you will see bhakti, bhakti, bhakti. And Krishna is your friend. And act for Krishna. And people are blessed by your mercy. That's your mercy. Please don't forget, it's mercy. It's not to be glorified and get points and whatever, other perks. But also cooperate, meaning make friends, be friendly with devotees. So that's a Madhyam Bhakta. Madhyam Bhakta. In Canto 11, Jiva Goswami says that Kanishta Adhikari does not have respect even for devotees. So how can he have respect for non-devotees? Therefore, he is practically useless for preaching purposes. Not completely, because engaged by Krishna and Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara and your Sankirtan leader. But there has to be the mood, attitude. Upadeshamrita. One's advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on one's attitude. Thank you. Attitude. So attitude of respect even to non-devotees. There's not a single person here who is not special. They may look weird to you, but they are very special. They are in Vrindavan, they came to the temple. And in general, this is the recommendation. See, everybody is Krishna's temple. Bhagavatam says, again and again. Sarvam tadbhishnyam ikshadvam. See everybody as Haris, and he will be happy if you do it like this. Okay. So cooperation is what the demigods do. Fighting is what the demons do. Mercy is what the devotees do. And Prabhupada Marathon is time to give mercy, keeping friends with devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. Any question that I can try to? Yes. Gadadhar.
You said, reading Prabhupada books, people have limited benefit even reading only one page.
Yes.
But there is so many, I've heard so many crazy people become very upset against books of Prabhupada and destroy the books of Prabhupada. So what happened to them after reading?
Yes. So I said there is unlimited benefit from reading even one page for Srila Prabhupada's books, but there we heard stories of people becoming angry, destroying Prabhupada's books. I'm repeating. I have repeated. Yeah. So yes, some people become angry, and just today we have read something that a woman is supposed to belong to her father and so forth. That makes some people angry and scared, because ladies were exploited for several yugas, actually. Sometimes you think 200 years ago it was perfect. No, even 2 yugas ago it was not perfect. Even 2 yugas ago it was already sin. It was not perfect. It was not Satya Yuga. So ladies have been exploited under this plea for yugas. So therefore some of them become scared when they read it. And they avoid. They read it and they avoid. Or they become angry. Yeah? And some are even demoniac. They even actually attack devotees. So that's why Madhyam Bhakta, basically he just avoids demoniacally minded people. But how can you know when you offer a book? Well, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Karuna Avatara. He's very special, not Avatara, he's Avatari, but Karuna Avatara is incarnation of mercy. Meaning, he doesn't even kill the demons, he kills the demonic mentality. Like there are plenty of stories, like in Chicago there was one person who was actually hunting for devotees. Oh, you have books, and he would take a book, rip it, and throw it on the ground and stomp on it. But one day, he took the books from that poor book distributor, and then he also saw there is that luglu. It's like luglu. It's like we have this rice laddus, but like dry fruit, dry fruits put together. We have something similar here. How do they call it? Fruit laddu, no? What do they call this sweet, maha sweet in the shop? Now you have to go and check, huh? So he found those maha sweets and he tried it, and it was good. So he thought, weird people, but good sweets. So then next time he saw devotees, he said, do you have some of your sweets? And they said, oh yeah, sure, please take. And then he said, but if you come on Sunday to our center, we have not only sweets, we have sabji, we have pakora, we have samosa. And so he thought, let me try. So he comes on Sunday, and it's true, very tasty. So then he thinks, weird people, weird philosophy, but good food. But then he sees there is lecture also. And he feels a little awkward, he's coming only for food, like some hungry, idiot. So he thinks I should come at least, out of politeness also for this lecture. So he comes to the lecture and he finds out weird people, but good food and good philosophy. And finished. Then the next few days, he realizes good food, good philosophy, and good people. And he becomes a devotee. Actually, he becomes the temple president a few years later. Yeah. So Krishna, so many stories. Soviet Union, KGB, they were hunting devotees, persecuting, killing basically devotees, ultimately, but torturing, for sure. But one or two of them actually became devotees. Just yesterday I was speaking to my BBT coordinator. We were discussing one word in Ukrainian, and he was telling me a story how KGB was calling him, pressing him to give up Krishna consciousness, and they offered him to become a Christian bishop or something. They said, don't worry, we will call the Christian academy, just agree, it's spiritual, it's religion, no? So Christian, you'll be there. Yasadev, his name is Yasadev. You'll be there, and you can talk about God. What's the problem? Why do you need this Krishna? So he was tempted. He said, let me think. He went home and he started thinking, maybe I could become a priest in that Christian church, and then I could maybe, here and there speak about God and give a little spiritual knowledge. But then he decided, okay, I have a friend who is a priest. Let me call him. So he calls him, or he meets him. I don't remember. He was a priest, and he said, "Forget it. It doesn't work. You will not be able to say, no, forget it." So he comes back and he says, "No." So that KGB guy said, "You Hare Krishna people, you are the worst. Anybody else, give them a good offer, they, forget everything. But you, no matter what we throw at you, torture, bribing, a good offer, you still stick to your Hare Krishna. What is this?" But also they respect. They see, these people have something. So a few of them actually become even devotees, which is very, very special, because they select the most, KGB. They selected the. Anyway, I don't want to. Anyway, we speak about demons here. So they select people who are especially demoniac. I'm sorry. That's how it was, and is. But even Gauranga is so powerful that any touch with him gradually purifies, and even some of them became devotees afterwards by associating. So therefore, everybody gets benefit, everybody gets mercy by mercy of Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada's books, and you, when you offer mercy to others. Thank you very much. Merciful Srimad Bhagavatam and Srila Prabhupada. Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhascha, kripa sindhubhyo cha, patitana bhavanavi vaishnavibhyo. Thank you very much.